G'day guys and welcome to another NRL 2020 season review. Tonight we're going to be speaking about my very own team, the mighty Parramatta Eel. It's a really weird season to talk about, the 2020 season. We obviously finished in third. I have a lot of thoughts in regards to the signings, the performances, the home field performances especially. There is a lot to get through. This video could go for a while because it is my team, but let's get into the Parramatta Eels 2020 season review. So after going out in straight sets and finishing fifth in the 2019 season, the Parramatta Eels definitely had a goal of getting into the top four, starting the season with a nice win. A team that was very out of form at the time, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. It was round one, so we didn't know what to expect. The Bulldogs defensively, for the most part, very, very good. But Parramatta making a lot of errors, and that is why this scoreline happened in round one. A very boring NRL opener. This was the season opener for the whole competition. Parramatta winning this one 8 points to 2, thanks to a late try to Reid Marnie. I was quite worried, but I saw enough in this side to still think that we could have a successful year. The following week, we romp the Gold Coast Titans 46 points to 6. We definitely kept the Titans in it. At halftime, it was only 14 to 6, and the Titans' errors just kept letting to Parramatta's possession and coming up with points. We then had the season restart after a 3-month gap where we defeated the Brisbane Broncos 34 to 6. Big game from Micah Sivo in this game, and the Broncos looked really, really woeful in Suncorp. So that was the first 4 rounds for Para. The next 4 weeks for the Eels were very, very tough. A home game at Bankwest against Manly, which arguably Manly won this game. There was a forward pass call that was very, very 50-50, you could even argue, towards the Seagulls at that point. Parramatta winning 19-16 off a field goal in that one. Very controversial. But this game here, Parramatta against the Panthers, are down at half-time, but just fighting hard in the end. And Wonga Blake, I believe, scoring a momentum try just after half-time in the 60th minute there. 16 points to 10. So a little bit after half-time than I thought. Gutherson and then Madison to seal the deal. Simbrinning of Dylan Brown with a minute to go. I remember that one as well. Then we came up against the Roosters. We were very in this game up until half-time. It was only 8-0 to the Roosters. We were competing well. In the second half, we managed to score 2 tries, but the Roosters, in the end, are getting 4 penalty goals. So say what you want there, but very entertaining game. Then one of my favourite games of the year, the Eels and the Raiders. Mitchell Moses went down injured, but Clint Gutherson turning this side around, 25-24 off a Gutherson field goal. I've got to give it to the Raiders though. Our defence let the Raiders back into it, and their attack was brilliant in this game. But the Eels winning against Manly, against Penrith, and against Canberra, 3 out of those 4 tough games, I thought was really good come round 8. In round 8, we defeated the Cowboys. I was allowed back in the stadium, which was absolutely awesome. 42 points to 4, 4 tries to Micah Sivo. The following week, we came up against the Newcastle Knights in a very gritty game where both sides were making errors but showing that there were points in the game. However, that was not the case, and the Eels come away winners 10 points to 4 in a very close one against quite an informed Newcastle at this point of the season. Parramatta were defeated by Manly, absolutely shell-shocked to begin the game with a Martin Tapau try in the 2nd minute, ambush with Cherry Evans and Danny Levi, 22 points to 4, so we didn't let any points in from Manly in that second half and managed to score 14. We came very close to winning this game. I'm pretty sure I tipped Wonga Blake for a try as one of my best bets of the week, and that got up, but other than that, wasn't happy. Following week, attending the stadium, fantastic. Good to see Harry Grant up against Reid Marnie. I was looking forward to seeing Harry Grant from the West Tigers actually play up in person. Parramatta winning this one, 26 points to 16. The return of Mitchell Moses. He had an okay game. He scored a try as well. But Regan Campbell-Gillard for me, this was the halfway point of the season. I thought he looked good and he's run for over 200 metres most rounds, but he had an outstanding solo try in round 11. Now, I love the rivalry with the Bulldogs, but we had a really good advantage to the game, leading 18 points to 6 in round 12 in a game I attended at ANZ where we only won 18-16. No points in the second half. Jake Averillo and Marcelo Montoya scoring try. I was worried. This team did not look good in that second half, and it was shown in the coming weeks. A victory in the rain, a very wet weather footy over the Sharks, 14 points to 12 in a close one, before what I thought could be a healthy loss, but a very frustrating loss. In Paul McGregor's final game, coaching the Dragons defeat the Eels, 14 points to 12. They led 10-6 at halftime. I thought Parramatta could sneak home in a close one, but honestly, the Dragons turned up and they definitely deserved this win. So props to Dragons fans for beating the Eels at Bankwest Stadium in round 14, 12. Now, round 15 was unforgettable. Obviously, the Storm had no Cameron Smith, no Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes. They still had the likes of Felice Kafusi. I think Josh Addo-Carr, I'm just going to check now. I think Josh Addo-Carr was out. They had Ryan Pappenhausen in the side as well. I think Shandor Earl was on the wing there, yeah. Brandon Smith, Tino Fasua-Maali. There was still quite a decent team for this Melbourne Storm side. And I believe they went in as favourites just before the match, just before kickoff they went to favouritism. And Parramatta defeat the Melbourne Storm 14 points to 0. Game-changing point of the season. How good are we? Then, what the fuck? Round 16. 38 Rabbitohs, Parramatta 0. What in the actual hell? Ryan Madison denied a try, so I guess you can argue we almost put points on the board. This Rabbitohs side just absolutely killed us. And they killed us at half-time. It was 22 points to 0, and they just ran away with it in that second half. Unforgettable game for Rabbitohs fans, but for Parramatta fans like myself, it's one that we would rather not forget. And as I mentioned, with home ground, that's 2 losses at home, 1 to the Dragons, 1 to the Rabbitohs, so a little bit disappointing at Bankwest. In round 17, in my own backyard of Central Coast Stadium, the in-form Warriors, who were fighting for a spot in the top 8, faced the Eels. They played very well, the Warriors. They scored one of the tries of the season. Parramatta winning this one 24-16. We're up by 4 at half-time. I believe Jai Field was in the side at this point. I'll double-check that. I'm pretty sure Jai Field. Yeah, Jai Field played in place of, I believe it was Dylan Brown. Moses was in the side. Yeah, Dylan Brown was out. Yeah, I thought it was a very entertaining game. One of my favourite games I've logged in 2020. I really enjoyed it. It was good to be close to home as well, and I thought the Warriors turned up to make it a very exciting, interesting clash. The wheels fell off the bus for us as we head to Penrith, and the Parramatta Eel go down tryless, 20 points to 2. At this point, Penrith have about 12 to 13 straight wins, so they're proving that they are a dominating side. We respond in round 19 with a win over the Broncos, though, 26 points to 12. A lot of people expecting more points from the Eels, but Broncos keeping in the contest there. In round 20, we snuck home against the West Tigers, 28-24, and as the season went, based on other teams' results, crazily, we finish in 3rd position. Really good result in regards to the ladder. But in regards to the season, especially the home game, I'm just a little bit disappointed. And I'm also going to mention that we obviously went out in straight set. We went down in finals week 1 to Suncorp and we scored 3 tries in the first half and we led the Melbourne Storm. At halftime, it was 12 all. 2 tries. 1, Nathan Brown in the first minute and Clint Gutherson in the 20th. But we let the Storm back into it with Vunivalu, Pappenhausen. Our right side defence really does need some work. And the Storm just absolutely blitzed us in the second half, 36-24. Before our season ends with a scoring 24 point against a very informed South Sydney Rabbitohs side that we went in at half-time, 18 points to 8. Clint Gutherson said, "Get on my back," and scored 2 tries within 5 minutes. George Jennings scores a double, but Parramatta's season comes to an end, and if you saw the video, absolutely heartbreaking. That fucking Mitchell Moses kick, I can't even begin to explain my frustration. That moment was a complete and utter game changer. I don't have a crowd attendance number here, but I'll tell you what, the crowd was loud and it was very, very packed that night. Well, enough of 2020. Let's look at 2021. Now, we've signed Bryce Cartwright from the Gold Coast Titans on a one-year deal. At the moment, I don't like this signing. However, I'm really open to being proved wrong. I think he's definitely a player who started really well in his career. At the Titans, it really went downhill for him. Let's see how he goes. We've got some very good forwards, so it's going to be hard for him to get a spot straight into the starting side. He may come off the bench. Keegan Hipgrave from the Titans as well. I'm not going to lie, I think this is a fantastic signing. He brings a lot of aggression, reminds me kind of a Nathan Brown kind of player. I'm happy with this. Joey Lussick from Salford Red Devil. This could be a good opportunity for hooker if Reid Marnie is injured or potentially maybe selected in an Australian side, who knows. Michael Oldfield from the Canberra Raiders. Different one, I didn't expect it. I welcome him if there's an injury spot. Don't expect in the starting lineup. Now, I really like Hayes Dunster, but I expect Tom Opacek from the North Queensland Cowboys, our new recruit, to be our starting centre, unless we can somehow sign Katoni Staggs. That would be a dream come true. We've also signed Isaiah Papali'i from the New Zealand Warriors and Nathaniel Roach. So we've got two potential hookers in Nathaniel Roach and Joey Lussick. We lose Daniel Alvaro. Good. We lose Andrew Davey. Big loss there to the Manly Seagulls. He had a great season. We lose Jai Field. I'm very disappointed in this. Jamin Salmon, I only learnt recently, has gone to the Penrith Panthers. The release of Ethan Parry is now official. And Stefano Utikamanu goes to the West Tigers. A few players we have off contract this year. Nathan Brown, Blake Ferguson, and then basically the new recruits as well as Micah Sivo. So that is the 2021 movements of players. And I'm mixed opinion. I like some of the recruits, but I'm open-minded. But I'm not too sure at the moment what Para's doing exactly. Well, let's have a look at our draw for 2021. So we've got teams that we play twice that are tough. Storm, you could argue Manly, Roosters, Raiders, Rabbitohs, Panthers. So 6 of the teams that a lot of people are tipping to be in the 8 playing twice. Now that's tough. You got the Broncos, the Bulldogs, and the West Tigers twice. So that's okay. Teams they play once, really soft. Cowboys, Dragons, Knights, Sharks, Titans, Warriors. I feel like the draw is very difficult. Our season will begin at Brisbane, who we've absolutely killed in recent years. And then we have 4 straight games at Bankwest against the Storm, the Sharks, the Tigers and the Dragons. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can go well this season. Hope you guys enjoyed this season review. Make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel. In the description, I'll leave a latest episode of Let's Talk Footy. And I'll see you guys later.